Welcome to this third video in the Kinetic Data Platform training. My name is Derek Larson and I'm one of the support and training folks here at Kinetic Data. In this video, we're going to be looking at making changes to our facilities form, I guess what we have cloned to be our cleaning request form. So we're going to add some new fields and sections and text and so forth. So let's get right down to that. We've already seen a couple of times how to get to the Kinetic request section and how to get to form. So let's just start right off there. So here I am in my services cap with my list of forms and my cleaning request form, which is right now just a plain copy of the facilities request. So we'll go into the builder. And so I'm going to make two major changes to this form. The first is to add a section to the top here that collects up some contact information. I always like to have questions in a section. It makes it nice to either style or do mass changes to them. And then I'm going to add some questions to the questions section and make some changes there to make it more specific for cleaning. So let's get started with a section first. So to add things to your form, just click and drag over to where you want it to be. You can see there's a dotted outline for where it will be placed. And we want contact info to be first. So we've got a new section here. So we'll just call it contact info, and I apologize for my typing. I'm a terrible typist. And we'll just put in here to be enter your contacts information. All right, so that will be displayed. Now, one thing you can see when we've got one of these containers, like a section or a page or the form selected, you can see arrows appear over here for our other elements, and this lets us add elements to that container very quickly. So if I want to add in a user ID, name, say email and phone, my contact info, I just come down here to my text element, my text field or question, and click on it 4 times, and I've got 4 fields right there. I also have an option to use this like little tiny field clone piece here. I like to use the arrows myself. It's just style. So we'll call this one user ID, and you can see that when you create this, it copies the name into the label. It's very often that those are the same, so that's just a nice time saver. So we'll say name here, and then phone and email. So very quickly, I have a contact section set up. So let's save this here because it's terrible to lose your work in the middle, and then use the preview function to see what this looks like. So here is our enter your contact information and our 4 fields added right above our how can we help, and then of course the other things that are down at the bottom. So let's make some changes to this section down here to make it more specific for cleaning. We don't have to close this. We can make our changes and then come back and refresh this tab as needed. So here, for questions, the first thing I'm going to do is change the title. So instead of how can we help, we want what needs cleaning. Okay. No reason to change the name of this section unless you would like to. Now I want to add in here, let's be a little more specific. So we want to have a drop down of the different places or our sites that could have cleaning. So if I hit the arrow here, one thing you'll notice is that new fields are always added to the bottom of whatever that container is. And I want this one to be at the top, so I'm just going to drag it up here. We'll call this one site. And this is a drop down, so we have to have some choices here. We're going to hard code our choices, and it's much more common to do a bridged selection or to get that data from somewhere else. That'll be covered in a later class. So I'll just do Minneapolis. So I type that in. We've got the label that's shown to the customer, the value that's saved if they needed to be different. Otherwise, what you can just do is hit enter, and it'll add it directly to your list and St. Paul. And you can I could either press enter again, or clicking on add choice does the same exact thing. And so the other thing I want to have here is when should the cleaning happen. So we'll drag in a date field. I want that to be between my drop down of where and the details here. So let's just give that a quick label of date. Now this is just a plain date field, so if the customer is confused about when that would happen, I can add a quick note in here. So we'll use the HTML text and we'll put it just below the date field. Just call this note, and in here I have all of the HTML options that I want, but just for brevity, we'll just type in just some straight text. Cleaning happens after hours. Okay, I want to save so I don't lose what I've been doing, and also want to double check what's here. Mostly for me, it's spelling mistakes and so forth. So let's just go back to the tab where we have things available and refresh and see what changes we have. All right, so this all looks good. At our site, and click on that to see Minneapolis or St. Paul. My date, you click here, brings up a little, let's see, we want it done on the 18th, and then a summary and details. So summary doesn't really make much sense here, so let's change the label on that one. And we'll just have it here, just change this to be what needs cleaning. I probably should be a little more specific here. So I want to show you one thing. If I really should have this name of the field be something different. If I put this in, we get a warning here that we can only use alphanumeric spaces hyphens for these. So I have to get rid of my question mark for the name of the field. Just want to let you know what's there. And then we'll also change this just to additional details. That one looks like I'm not getting any complaints from the system on it. So we'll just copy paste that in here, save it, and then one more quick preview. Make sure everything looks good. All right, enter your contact information, what needs cleaning, and so forth. Now you can tell we have a lot of other features that we could add here, like automatically adding information here if the person is logged in. These red asterisks mean that these are required fields. We could add those to a few more, but our video's gone long enough right now, so we'll add a few more things in our next section. So thanks for watching, and we hope to see you in the next video.